Cops arrest a black family at store, then panic when the dad shows his CIA badge. The fluorescent lights of Mason's corner store buzzed faintly, casting a sterile glow over the aisles. It was a humid Saturday evening in Richmond, and the Carter family, Malik, his wife Aisha, and their 16-year-old daughter Nia had stopped for snacks after Nia's soccer game. Malik, a broad-shouldered man with a quiet intensity, scanned the chip aisle while Aisha teased Nia about her muddy cleats. Their laughter was a rare, warm moment in a world that often felt cold to them. Outside, 2 police cruisers idled. Officers Danvers and Holt, both white, had responded to a vague 911 call about suspicious activity. The store clerk, a jittery young man named Kyle, had pointed at the Carters through the window, muttering about people who don't belong. Danvers, a veteran with a chip on his shoulder, didn't ask questions. He saw a black family and assumed trouble. As Malik reached for a bag of Doritos, the bell above the door jingled violently. Danvers and Holt stormed in, hands on holsters. "Hands up! Now!" Danvers barked. The store fell silent, save for the hum of the lights. Aisha froze, her hand on Nia's shoulder. Malik turned slowly, his face calm but his eyes sharp. "What's this about, officers?" he asked, voice steady. "Shut up and get on the ground," Holt shouted, drawing his taser. Nia's eyes widened, her breath hitching. "Dad, what's happening?" she whispered, her voice trembling. Aisha stepped forward, palms raised. "We're just shopping. We didn't do anything." Danvers grabbed her arm, twisting it behind her back. "Resisting, huh?" he sneered. Malik's jaw tightened, but he knelt, hands behind his head, urging Nia to do the same. "Stay calm, baby girl," he said softly. The officers cuffed them roughly, ignoring Aisha's cries and Nia's muffled sobs. Kyle watched from behind the counter, his face pale but smug. A small crowd gathered outside, phones out, recording the scene. One woman, an older black lady named Miss Clara, shook her head. "Same old story," she muttered, but no one intervened. As Danvers shoved Malik toward the cruiser, something fell from his Jaquita leather wallet with a glint of metal. It hit the pavement with a soft thud, unnoticed in the chaos. Holt pushed Nia into the back of the second cruiser, her face pressed against the window, eyes locked on her parents. Aisha, now cuffed, screamed, "You can't do this. We're a family." Danvers scoffed. "Tell it to the judge." He turned to Holt, smirking. "Another night, another thug." But then a voice cut through the noise, calm, authoritative, and unfamiliar. "Officers, you're making a mistake." The crowd parted, revealing a man in a plain gray suit. He was white, mid-50s, with a weathered face and piercing blue eyes. No one knew him, but his presence demanded attention. "Who the hell are you?" Danvers snapped. The man didn't flinch. "Agent Richard Grayson, CIA. That man you're arresting is one of ours." He gestured to Malik, whose expression remained unreadable. The crowd gasped. Holt's taser hand wavered. Danvers laughed nervously. "Bullshit. Prove it." Grayson stepped forward, picking up the fallen wallet. He flipped it open, revealing a CIA badge with Malik's name and photo. The officers' faces drained of color. "This is Agent Malik Carter," Grayson said, his voice like steel. "He's been undercover for 6 months, tracking a trafficking ring in this city. You just blew his cover." The crowd erupted in murmurs. Miss Clara's eyes widened, her phone still recording. Kyle, still watching from the doorway, looked like he might vomit. Danvers stammered, We didn't know." The call said. Grayson cut him off. "You didn't ask. You saw a black man and assumed." He turned to Malik, softer now. "You okay, Carter?" Malik nodded, his cuffs clinking as he stood. "Get these off my family first." Holt fumbled with the keys, freeing Aisha and Nia. Aisha ran to Nia, pulling her into a fierce hug, tears streaming. Nia clung to her, shaking. Malik joined them, his arms enveloping both, his face a mix of relief and fury. Danvers tried to apologize, but Malik's glare silenced him. "You profiled us. You humiliated my daughter. You think sorry cuts it?" Aisha, wiping her eyes, added, "This happens too often. Our skin makes us suspects." The crowd nodded, some clapping. Miss Clara called out, "Tell it, sister." Grayson turned to the officers. "You'll answer for this. Internal Affairs will have a field day." He handed Malik his badge, then leaned in. "We'll relocate you. New cover, new city. I'm sorry it came to this." Malik nodded, but his eyes lingered on Nia, who was still clutching Aisha's hand. As the officers slunk back to their cruisers, Kyle emerged, wringing his hands. "I didn't mean, I just thought." Malik stepped toward him, his voice low. "You thought we were trouble because we're black. Own that." Kyle looked away, shame burning his cheeks. The crowd began to disperse, but Miss Clara approached, her phone now pocketed. "I recorded everything," she said. "This needs to be seen." Malik hesitated, then nodded. "Do it. Maybe it'll wake someone up." Clara smiled, a mix of pride and sorrow. "You're a good man, Agent Carter." That night, the Carters sat in their living room, the TV off, the silence heavy. Nia broke it, her voice small. "Dad, why didn't you tell them who you were right away?" Malik sighed, pulling her close. "Sometimes, baby, you gotta let people show who they are." Tonight, they did. Aisha squeezed his hand. "We're safe now. That's what matters." But Malik's eyes were distant. He knew the cost, his cover blown, his family traumatized, their lives uprooted again. Yet he also knew the truth had shifted something, even if just a little. The next day, Miss Clara's video went viral. Comments flooded in, some outraged, others defensive. The story sparked debates in homes, schools, and precincts. Danvers and Holt were suspended, and Kyle quit, unable to face the town's judgment. The Carters, now under new identities, started fresh in a quiet suburb, their bond stronger but their trust in the world frayed. Grayson visited them once, bringing Nia a soccer ball. "Keep playing, kid," he said. "You're tougher than most." As he left, Malik watched him go, wondering how many others Grayson had saved or failed to. The world kept turning, flawed and fractured, but the Carters held fast to each other. Their story, raw and real, lingered in the minds of those who saw it. A reminder that justice is hard-won and prejudice cuts deep. What do you think? Where does the line fall between fear, bias, and accountability?